Hey beloved, Krista Pettiford here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you 9 money habits that I began when I was over 40 that have helped me grow my financial portfolio and get better with money. These are things that you can start doing even if you're not over 40. But if you're over 40 or you're in your 50s like me, you may want to hurry up and get to it. And so what I want to share first of all is that often Christians believe that things are just going to come by faith. And that does happen. But God calls us to work, to give, and to save. He calls us to be wise and to store up things for seasons ahead. He calls us to keep our storehouse full. He calls us to leave an inheritance to our children and our children's children. And he says that it is blessed in doing so. The thing that I've learned, and I began to think about these things as I got older, that life doesn't just happen. Our decisions or the lack thereof influences how our future will unfold. And so now that I'm in my 40s and I am single, some maybe single women who are in their 40s or so, maybe you're waiting for your husband. You think that you're going to have a Prince Charming is going to just come and he's going to take you away and solve all your problems, or you haven't thought about it. Let me know in the comments if you have started thinking about your retirement or your latter years. There are different seasons of life, and if we were to talk about seasons, it would be spring, winter, summer, and fall. I guess I am in the fall of life. The spring would have been an adolescent, and then the spring, summer would have been when I was in my 20s and 30s. So I'm in that middle age group of the fall going over. I probably, because I'm 50, I'll be 52, unless God allows me to live into my hundreds, which will be great if I'm of sound body and mind. I'm on the other side of having more years behind me than I have ahead of me. And when you start thinking about things like that, you start wanting to make better decisions. And God gives us everything we need to do just that. God gives us everything we need to have to do just that. And so as I entered my 40s, I had my former boss who I worked with for probably 22 years he was on his way into retirement as I was in my early 30s, and he was preparing for retirement, and he began to just share with me wisdom and encourage me to start thinking through those things. So I did. I opened up my 401k when he said that, and I should have I think I had it before then, but I started seriously contributing, but not getting real serious about my finances. But then as I hit my 40s, I have done some things that I think will help you. And these are habits that I have began that I continue. I am not a financial guru and I am not a finance channel, but I think for women, Christian women that are over 40, and even if you're not, these will help you. They will actually help anyone. But I think that sometimes we wait and we're not figuring it out. And sometimes we have the great job, we have things, but we're not storing up for our future. So I want to help you do that. I want this video to motivate you, to stir you up, to think about storing things up for the future. Okay, so here are my 9 things. Number 1, I tithe. I give 10% of my income to my local church. I've done that since I've been saved, but it's important and it's a first step. The foundation of every blessing, I believe. There are people who don't tithe, who don't believe in it, but I believe that when we give to the Lord in that way, then when we give through our local church to the Lord, that God helps us and he stores up a blessing, and we can lay up treasures in heaven for ourselves. And they don't always come back financially, but I tithe. I give 10% into the work of the Lord, and I believe that the Lord has blessed me because of that. He has answered my prayer. He has helped me get out of debt. He has increased me in so many ways, and not just financially. He's kept me in dark seasons, all the things. And I don't think it's a money exchange. I think there's other things that his grace and his goodness do just because. But I believe in giving to the work of the Lord. I believe in giving to kingdom work. I believe in helping to finance the gospel. And I think that even people that have lots of millions of dollars, they're philanthropic. I'm sorry if that's the word. I'm sorry. They are huge givers. They give their money away, not just for tax breaks, but they give into things that they believe. They give, and that spiritual law, that principle helps them receive back in areas that they give into. So that's a big one. And I give to others. That's number 2. I'm going to get into these other ones, but I wanted to share these first. I give to others. I give in areas, I give over and above my tithe to things, to people in need, to causes I believe in. And so I give, and I let that be the foundation, because somebody who is close-fisted, who is stingy, and you're hoarding up things for yourself, and you feel like that you cannot, you don't have enough to share or to give to anybody else. God can't, if he can't get anything out of your hand, he can't put anything in your hand. And so not only do I tithe 10% of my income, which there's debates about tithing 30%, 10%, whatever. I give 10% after taxed income. I'm not legalistic about it. That's what I give. And then I give to things, causes I believe. I give, if I have it, to people that I know when I can. Don't inbox me and ask for something I don't know you. I'm talking about family and stuff. But anyway, I give to causes. Number 3. Now let's get into this. I increased my contribution to my 401k when I turned 40, or in my 40s. So I increased my contribution to my 401k. But before I did that, I downsized. Let's skip down. So that was number 3. Number 4, I downsized my larger house where I raised my kids to a condo, but I still live in a place that I own. So I do not rent. I own my condo, and that helps me to build my financial portfolio because I am gaining equity. I paid off my student loan and other debts. I paid off my credit card every month, and I refuse to require new debt. So that's number 4 and 5. I think before I buy anything new, and I don't buy things I don't really need or want. I do love to shop and I love to buy new things, but I think through everything I buy and ask myself, do I really want this? Do I really need this? I haven't bought a new car in several years. So I have had the same car, and then my kids have given me their hand-me-down cars. My kids got it like that. And so if they want to give me a car that's nice, I'm going to take it. And so I have taken, I drive a nice car, but I don't pay for it. But before my kids gave me cars, I had paid off my car and wasn't going to buy another one. And then this should be number 7. I asked God about major purchases and money decisions. Now that's a little bit different than thinking before I buy. That's the process of delaying instant gratification. When I want to buy something, right? I want to buy something, even a new car. But I asked God if I'm going to purchase something major, because there was a season in my life where I didn't, where I just made money decisions and didn't think about it. But now I ask God, should I buy a new house or should I stay where I'm at? Should I make this decision or should I not? So I bring God into every circumstance, into every equation, and ask him what he thinks. And I wait for him to answer me. And then I also started to invest in another investment account. I started putting money in another investment account. I put extra funds in there, things like, work bonuses and things that are not attached to my 401k. So that's a separate savings so that I can have liquid money if need be, in the case that an emergency arises, and not have to touch my 401k. And yet at the same time, it is growing. And then number 9, I think I got, it stopped sharing the numbers, but number 9 would be, I work full time, but I'm also creating other streams of income. Ecclesiastes 11:2 says, divide your portion to 7 or even to 8, for you do not know what misfortune may occur on the earth. In other words, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And so as I am in my 40s and going into my 50s, I am looking at different streams of income. I wish I would have started sooner, but I'm starting now to put different streams of incomes into place, so that not just in case something for a rainy day or something bad happens to one thing, but to multiply and maximize my financial investments, right? To make extra income, not to be money hungry and greedy, but to have something to pass on to my children. Another thing is creating a will and all those things that I wasn't thinking of before, but now I have thought through, and a living trust, and have done. So those are things, I didn't plan to share that one, but those are things that I have done. I have calculated what it would take me to live, how long I would need to work to retire well, without retiring when I'm so old and tired that I don't have any vitality left. How do I need to downsize? What do I need to do to still enjoy some of my latter years and not wait until I'm 65 or 70? And so those are the calculations that I'm making now. And that's where those different streams of income come in. And so let me know if this has helped you. Let me know if you thought about your financial future. Proverbs says, she laughs without fear of the future. And that's because she is feeling safe and secure in different areas of her life, whether or not she has an earthly husband, she has a heavenly husband. The Lord is a husband, and he's a good father. And so I pray that you would begin to think and ask the Lord, invite him into the space of your finances, and ask him what he would have you to do, so that you can feel secure without fear of the future in the financial aspect of things. I remember a time when I didn't have savings. I remember a time when I was literally, even with, all the things, a nice house and a nice car and all these things, housekeepers and all these things, still living paycheck to paycheck because I was spending as much as I made to keep up with a lifestyle. But when I decided that I would rather downsize my lifestyle, my living arrangements, and begin to prepare for the future, so that there will be a season, God willing, that I can determine when I stop working. I can determine when I retire from full-time work. I can do something I love in my latter years instead of having to work. And also, some women, I know there's a large group community, or a large number of women who quit their job and they live abroad, and they, go from pillar to post, so to speak, and they're enjoying their freedom. That's not for me. I like the stability of a routine. I like the stability of home. I do not knock that, but I like to be close to my children and different things. I guess I live in Southern California, so I'm near the beach, so I have a lot of things that I enjoy nearby me. But so what I realized when I was getting the urge to, I want to quit my job, I want to do everything. I think everybody was getting that urge in 2020, but I had to get rid of that and say, that's not for me. I saw a lot of people making a lot of foolish mistakes, quitting, and now they're struggling because they bought into something that may not work for them and they didn't think it through. And so what I'm saying to you is to plan your future. If you don't want to work, when do you want to stop? And what would it take? What would it take for you to begin to come off of your job or to do the thing that you love? Do you have a plan for that? Or are you just hoping and wishing and praying that it's just gonna happen? Everything that God gives us, he makes us stewards over. He says, if you're faithful in little, I'll make you ruler over much. If I give you one talent and you go and multiply that, then I'll give you more. But to him who has not, that which he has will be taken from him if you do not multiply what God gives you. So I want you as a woman to get to work. I want you to get to work on your finances, because it's going to help you be able to laugh at the future or to rejoice over things to come. And I am on a journey. I am not there yet. I cannot tell you that I have retired early yet, but what I can tell you is I have a plan in place and I'm making strides toward that plan. And these money habits that I began when I was over 40 have helped me grow my financial portfolio. I contribute more to my 401k because I spend less. I've gotten better with money. I make more income at my regular job, my day job, because I increased my value and was able to ask for that raise. I was able to ask for that, not only the raise, but the promotion. And so those are things that you can do. And so I hope, again, that this has blessed you. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. And if you want more girl chats like this, real talks like this, I share prophetic words, and the Lord has been stirring something in my heart, but it's not time to release it. And so I thought I would come to you today because I believe it's a season of saving. I don't know what the stock market is going to do. There's a lot of ups and down and fluctuation and all of that, but I'm not looking for get rich quick scheme. I am looking to be at a steady pace. And so it doesn't scare me because I'm looking at long term. I'm looking at what goes down, comes up, and all my eggs are not in that basket. And so I pray that this bless you. I pray that as a woman, especially if you're a single woman, over 40, if you're a Christian woman and you are on your own, even if you have children, that you begin to think about this, to take little steps, to pull back from getting all the fancy things. I love trips. Yeah, if you follow me on social media or even here, you'll see I take trips and things like that. God has really blessed me in that way, and I've been very fortunate to have children who have blessed me and done different things. But I try to be a wise steward with what the Lord has given me. And we can start from anywhere. And so I encourage you to start where you're at. And I pray that this blesses you. And even if you're married, you can start these things. You and your husband can have a conversation. You can begin to pray and plan and prepare to start doing some of these things. So you're not excluded, even if you have a husband. But if you are on your own, even if you have children, I want you to start thinking about your financial future and how the life that you're praying and believing God for is going to work out if you don't have something saved. Even if you have a husband and you get married, then you're bringing something to the table. You're bringing something to merge with his. If it doesn't work out, which I'm not speaking that over you, then you have something to fall back on. And so I just pray that you would think that. Be wise, women. In Jesus' name, amen.